word, YouTube? It's your boy, Coach TDOT. They subbed me out, but I'm back in the game, Coach. I'm back with some more heat for y'all boys, man. So check it out, chat. We finna get right into this thing, man. Today we gonna be reacting to debunking Larry Bird's biggest criticisms. Cause we know Larry probably got the biggest fan base, G, on YouTube. But he also got hella haters, G. Which I don't understand, folks. Y'all racist? What? Cause he was a white boy going crazy back in the 80s, folks? I don't get it, G. Y'all, if y'all real Hooper fans, y'all real Hoopers, G. Y'all supposed to just love greatness. You feel me? But look, for all my new viewers, I don't fake none of my reactions. All my reactions are live, and we gonna watch this shit together. Man, let's get it going, G. Y'all think I'm playing, nigga. I don't play about Big Larry, folks. Okay, Big Larry. Without further ado, here's Big Larry.
For all the people who claim that Larry Bird was great because he played with...
Hey, make sure y'all like the video before we get into this thing, G. Please, my baby. I love you, G. If you like the video right now, you my favorite subscriber. You know I'm going to say that every time, G. I love you, folks. I'd give you a kiss right now if I could. You know? I just can't. I don't do all the extra shit, folks.
So many legendary players. They have never heard of this. What would happen for all the people who claim that Larry Bird was great because he played with so many legendary players? They have never heard of this. What would happen if this supposed super team lost its best player? That question was answered in the 1988/89 season.
They ass would have been weak as hell, man. What kind of question is that? But let's keep hearing what they talking about.
He only played 6 games. With the untrained eye, this is a throwaway season. In reality, this explains perfectly what made Larry Bird so iconic. Even while sitting on the sidelines, he was building his case as one of the greatest players of all time. But first, we must understand at what level he was playing in the prior year. He had the finest offensive season of his career. He averaged 29.9 points on 53% shooting, 9.3 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. That was his career high in points and field goal percentage. On top of that, he averaged 41% from the 3 and 92% from the free throw. He reached the 50-40-90 club, which is reserved for the most elite shooters. What makes that accomplishment even more impressive is that he currently has the second highest points per game average from any player with those shooting numbers. The only player who did better was Steph Curry in his legendary 2016 season. He accomplished all of this in his 9th season. For most players, this is where they start declining, but he was somehow getting better. Thanks to his extraordinary play, the Celtics finished with the second best record in the NBA. They won 57 games. They were first in offensive rating, field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, simple rating system, and net rating. They also finished third in points per game. This is the value that Larry brought to this team. In the playoffs, he continued to elevate his play. Everyone remembers when he battled Dominique Wilkins in Game 7 of the semifinals. In the fourth quarter, he scored 20 points on 90% shooting. They reached the conference finals and eventually lost to the Pistons in 6 games. Although Celtics fans were growing accustomed to watching their team reach the finals year after year, it wasn't a bad way to end their season. As we transition to the 1988/89 season, one significant change was in store for this team. Casey Jones retired as head coach. He played an important role in Boston, winning the 1984 and 1986 titles. The good news is that Jimmy Rogers was going to take the job. He was the assistant coach since Bird was a rookie in 1980. He knew this team very well. There was no reason to believe that the Celtics wouldn't continue being one of the top title contenders. It's true, this championship core was aging. Sure, they had to battle through injuries, but they still found themselves 2 victories away from reaching the finals. They were just too good. That was a general consensus after they played the Knicks in the season opener. Robert Parrish had a 20-20 game. Kevin McHale had 25 points on 52% shooting, and Larry Bird picked up where he left off. He had 29 points on 52% shooting. they beat the Knicks in an overtime thriller. But after this victory, something seemed off. They lost 4 straight games. It was the worst start that this team had ever had. The worst part is that Larry Bird was not playing like himself. Against the Milwaukee Bucks, he played only 22 minutes and scored 12 points on 32% shooting. He was playing through a sore Achilles tendon, and his body was a ticking time bomb. In the following game against the Miami Heat, his body officially broke down. In the second quarter, he went on a fast break and scored an easy layup. That was when everything exploded. He came out of the game and never came back that season. 4 days after that game, he had bone spurs removed from the back of both heels. This was a cause of playing through a bad back for all those years. He even had to alter his running style of playing through
This nigga just slid 20 feet into the tables, G. Look.
bad back for all those years. He even had to alter his running style, and the pain radiated down to his feet. He explained in that season just how bad the injury was.
What?
The spurs were covering 40% of my heel, and they went and took them out. So they were a little bit bigger than we anticipated. They were rubbing on the 40%.
Explained in that season just how bad the
Bro. Larry, G. Your back was that terrible that shit went down to your feet, folks? Like, he didn't have feet, like, injuries. The nigga back was just that terrible that the injury, it was collateral damage, folks. Larry, that's from doing all of this shit right here. That's from doing this.
Bad back for all those years.
What the fuck? What are you doing? Like this an ice rink or something, folks? You just slide to the left, slide to the right. Look at ass, man. What's wrong with you, Larry? Is you cool, folk? Cause you will never see Michael Jordan doing some shit like this, G. Or LeBron James. Not even Kobe will be doing something like this, Larry.
Of both heels. This was a cause of playing through a bad back for all those years.
I don't understand it, G. You literally self-sabotaged your own career, folks. Now you wearing damn ice skates.
He even had to alter his running style.
Look.
And the pain radiated down to his feet.
Look, folks.
He explained in that season just how bad
they gave this nigga a pair of ice skates, G. To fix his feet. Cause his back was hurting. Like, what? Just keep watching,
the
man.
injury was.
The spurs were covering 40% of my heel, and they went and took them out. So they were a little bit bigger than we anticipated. They were rubbing on the Achilles tendon. Yeah, he was sitting behind the Achilles, and my left one broke off, and it was just laying there inside the tendon. But my right one was hooked on, and it was causing more problems because I was getting inflammation down there and it was swelling up, and was just putting pressure on the Achilles.
After successful surgery, it was believed that he would be out for at least 3 months. But we all know there was no way he would return that quickly. He was going to need a full year to recover, and that's exactly what happened.
Dang.
The question is, how would this team respond? This is the moment that the Larry Bird detractors have been waiting.
I know y'all just seen that nigga fall out the seat.
This is the moment that the question is,
hold on,
how would this team
look
respond?
at this nigga.
This is
Hey, why y'all ain't play the whole clip, man? We wanted to see that shit, man. Y'all lame as hell.
This is the moment that the Larry Bird detractors have been waiting for. If he truly relied on his teammates to win all those championships, then the Celtics should continue their winning ways. After all, the rest of his star teammates were healthy that season. Mikal missed 4 games, Parrish missed 2 games, Dennis Johnson missed 10 games, and Reggie Lewis missed 1 game. Again, this is the same core that won 57 games the previous year.
What they do this
They
year?
went from that to having a 42-40 record.
Yeah.
They went from having the second best record in the league to the 15th best.
Niggas was not like that, bro. Like, how many times I gotta tell y'all, if Larry wasn't on that team, G, they wouldn't have been shit, bro. Like, come on, bro, that's obvious. Like, nigga, he made them who they were. It's Larry. Like, come on, bro. If y'all go back and watch these prior videos I did, nigga, y'all will see the atrocity that fucking Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale was out there doing, G. Larry out there, good dimes. Diming them off, folks. Them niggas airballing wide open shots. Missing layups right by the rim. Like, what was to y'all, G? Making Larry look bad, man. And now when a nigga leave, y'all can't even hold y'all own, folks. Niggas went from having the second best record in the league to the 15th. Y'all can't be serious, folks.
They went from being the number one offense in the NBA to a team that finished 8th in offensive rating and 10th in points per game. The numbers say that they were just an average team and they barely made the playoffs. They didn't clinch the 8th seed until the final game of the season.
Damn.
What were the problems with the Celtics? The first one is that they were terrible on the road. They only won 10 games.
Poked his ass. Look, man, hell no, G. Is that Kevin McHale, folks?
They only won 10 games.
Kev, he just dunked your ass, man. And that's Scottie Pippen, fuck. And you know, we rock with Scottie, G, but like, bro, you just let Scottie poke your ass, fuck.
So they were terrible.
Like, he didn't even try. Like, look.
They only won 10 games.
And you didn't even try to block it. You just took it. Kids, please be a more fierce competitor than Kevin McHale right here, G. And I'm holding the mic close like this because y'all really need to hear this. Please don't just let a nigga just dunk on you like this, folks. Like, if you gonna get dunked on, make sure you put up a fight. Don't just go up and just... Hold on. And don't just go up and just get your ass poked, and now you falling on the ground and shit. Like, look, I want y'all to see this, man. Because this is absolutely horrible.
They were terrible on the road.
Look, let me get to that lane. Baja
10 games.
Poked his ass and he just falling. He didn't even need to do that shit, G. You on national television for crying out loud, man. Kids, I'm telling y'all, man. If y'all ever make it to the league or y'all play at a high level, folk, avoid embarrassment at all costs, G. So like I said, if you're going to get dunked on, please put up the best fight that you can give, G. At least make it look like you tried to block it. Don't just go up.
The first one,
like
they
this
were
nigga.
Terrible on the road. The only
just get your ass poked,
and they didn't beat a single team that had a winning record. The next problem is that they couldn't win games that went down to the wire. People forget that the Celtics benefited so much from having one of the game's greatest closers. Without having that luxury, 9 of their defeats came by a margin of 5 points or less. Then we have how their offense looked without one of the greatest passers and shooters ever. Their offense ran through McHale and Parrish. They walked the ball down the court, threw it in the post, and went from there. Without the creative passing abilities of Bird, their offense was much more predictable, and therefore easier to defend against. This team was searching desperately for solutions. They even decided to trade Danny Ainge in the middle of the season for some young talent. They received Ed Pinckney and Joe Clean from the Sacramento Kings. But they weren't going to solve the Larry Bird problem. In the playoffs, the Celtics looked lost. The Detroit Pistons held them to under 100 points throughout the entire series. The Pistons swept the Celtics. This was life without Larry Bird. A forgettable regular season.
Oh yeah!
Is there any more needed of how valuable he was for Boston? If you still aren't convinced, let's check out what happened in the following season. Larry was back, but it was obvious that his best days were behind him. Check out the difference between the 1988 and the 1990 season. This was not the same player.
Hold on. This wasn't the same player. Nigga, is we looking at the same numbers, folks? The nigga points literally only dropped 5 points. And, I mean, that's understandable because he took a whole year off. You ain't going to have the same pep in your step. You got to get him time to get into it, get it going. Field goal percentage only dropped 5%. That's understandable. Rebounders was the same. He averaged more assists. Averaged the same steals. 3-pointer went down a little bit. What is this nigga talking about, chat? Let's hear what he got to say.
Talking about someone who was always criticized for his lack of athleticism. But that was even more noticeable from this point forward. He had no athletic advantage over any player who was guarding him. But that didn't mean anything. He was still more than capable of dominating anyone. In just his 5th game back from a year-long absence, he had 50 points on 76% shooting, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
He had an additional 6 40-point games. That includes his performance against the Seattle Supersonics. He gave them 40 points on 63% shooting, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. That was only one of the 10 triple-doubles he had that season. This is what Boston was missing. Let me remind you that they made no major additions in the offseason. This was essentially the same team with the same head coach, and they won 52 games. A limited Larry Bird added 10 victories. They were once again one of the top teams in the league, and their offense was clicking. This is what they were able to accomplish against the New York Knicks in the first round. In Game 2, they scored 157 points. They still hold the record for the most points scored in a playoff game. This is where we get to appreciate the greatness of Bird even more. Everything that he accomplished from his rookie season to 1988 was nothing short of spectacular. You aren't going to find many players who had a better 9-year run. He won 3 straight regular season MVPs and 2 finals MVPs. He won 3 titles. The Celtics failed to reach the conference finals once out of those 9 years, and they reached the finals 5 times. For those unfamiliar with the history of the game, they point to the quality of his teammates as the primary reason why he was so successful during that run. There is no question that he played with some all-time great players. No one is denying that. But we saw exactly what the consequences were if you took him away. This was not the same team. If you saw him play, you know exactly why they struggled so much without him.
I can't believe niggas will actually say some dumb shit like that though. Like for real, like we being real, Chad. Like after watching so much Larry footage, G, and seeing his teammates, y'all, and we all been watching the same videos together, folks. We know damn well they wouldn't have been shit, man. Like let's just keep it a buck, folks. Like Larry was they everything. Like he was equivalent to Michael Jordan on the Bulls. Even though I ain't gonna lie, when Mike left the Bulls was still decent, folks. That's the crazy part. But I think that was just because of the system that they had. They still ran the triangle. They relied on Scottie scoring. You know, they was just a well-rounded team, folks. They had a real second option in Scottie Pippen. This team, these niggas wasn't no real second options. Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. Larry made them look good, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck. Now, if y'all disagree with me in the comments, let me know, bro. Because Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, bro, they wasn't shit to me, G. They wasn't good like that, folks. Like, they may have looked good back then, but if you drop them niggas in today's NBA, they wouldn't even be in the NBA probably, folks. They would not. They would be in the G League. Real shit. Real talk. You feel me? So, all that all-time great talk, bro, them niggas, no, G. I'm a realist, folks. I'm looking at their games. I'm looking at the way that they played and the layups they be missing and shit like that, bro. They wasn't good like that, bro. Larry was just setting them up overly decent. They had a good style of basketball. You feel me? They played inside out damn near, except for when Larry had the ball. But like, bro, Larry made this team what they was, bro.
For those who don't, I will allow one of the players who played against him to explain what made him so great. This is what Jim Peterson, former player of the Houston Rockets, said about Bird to the Washington Post. Quote, "I've never seen anyone who could demoralize a whole team like he can. It's like he doesn't need teammates. It's just him, 1-on-5, and he almost beats you single-handed. It's the way he does it. He gets you down and then breaks your back." End of quote. I'm telling you, he didn't need great teammates to impact the game. He could make any team look like a championship contender. The way he viewed the game was unlike anything we've ever seen. When he was at his peak offensively, the Celtics won 57 games. When he came back and wasn't the same player, they still won over 50 games. He was just different. He simply knew how to win games, and he could do it in so many different ways. It took him being sidelined for an entire season for the basketball world to truly appreciate how legendary of a player he was. But what about you all? What do you remember the most about those seasons? What was the biggest reason why the Celtics struggled so much in 1989? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Now, obviously, that's the end of the video, folks. Obviously, they had a great team. I'm not completely saying that Rob. I think they was weak, G. For back then, they was nice. But in my eyes, like, I'm a real basketball head, G. I know talent when I see talent, G. Them niggas wasn't on Kareem them level. I don't even think neither one of them top 50 all time, bro. Like, if I'm being real with y'all. Why is my camera tweaking, folks? But like I said, I don't think neither one of them was top 50 all time. So Larry was pretty much their whole team. They wasn't a real dynasty like that. They was a dynasty, folks. Hey, I don't know, G. Y'all let me know what y'all think, folks. Because I think that if Larry wasn't never on the team, bro, they would have just been buns, folks. Like, whoever's saying that Larry, the only reason he was good was because of them niggas, you need to put the crack pipe down, G. Stop doing them drugs, G. It's time for you to stop it. Stop. Get some help. Looking ass. Your ass tweaking, G. I don't know who was saying that, but nigga, they ass was trash without Larry, folks. Alright, but look, chat. That's the end of the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's your boy, Coach TDOT. I'm up at it. I love y'all.